All right, welcome to the number one Bengals podcast. I'm
Yeah,
Dadio McDuke. I'm joined by Dr. Hodgie, the electric emoji, and the
right.
Bengals lost their second game.
Not feeling too number one right now, are we?
No, to be honest with you, Hodgie, I could really use a laugh. And
Yeah, me
so
too.
I decided to bring in the funniest Bengals fan in the entire world. I'm
Wow.
talking
Thank
about the
you.
man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, Daddy, I think you're the handsomest Bengals fan.
Yeah, no, I have a guest, and it is a former SNL member, an
Oh,
alum of Saturday Night Live, and he has his own comedy show. He has his own comedy album, Guitar Comic, that is available on every sort of platform. I'm talking about, your iTunes, your Stitcher,
right.
all that. This
Yeah.
man is as much of a Bengals fan as he is funny. So we are so
Wow.
proud to bring in Luke, the Truth, Null.
That's right. And I'm Hoji the Electric Smudgy, so this works
That's
well.
right.
We're
I'm
both,
sorry. Yes,
yeah,
My
I'm going.
my original middle name quote thing was the electric, but I had to give that back
right.
to Hoji. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. And this copyrighted, so you saved yourself some lawsuits and all that, which is great. That was a wise move.
exactly. Guys, I got my loser headset on. The headset's only for when we lose, so I only wear it 90% of the time.
That's good. And it
I see.
suits you. And it,
Yeah.
it has that like Leia, Princess Leia needing to be rescued kind of thing.
It is
And
it is the noise canceling, so I can't hear all of the outside world telling me how bad the team that I root for is.
that's right.
Well,
Save
Luke.
us, Joe Burrow. You're our only hope.
So, Luke, we technically lost the game, but
We technically we literally did.
We literally did.
it was a close one. But look,
It wasn't even
we
close.
It
well,
was close, but it wasn't close. The score does not is not indicative of
Yeah.
actually how close it was.
so
There
here's
was
the
ne-
thing. Can I just say something, guys, before you guys continue with this Bengals
yeah,
bashing? Okay, we lost the game, but we gained a franchise quarterback and a starting tight end in Drew
I,
Sample.
you are totally right.
Thank
The
you.
the positive, and I've been trying to remind myself that I knew that this year was probably gonna be pretty tough, right? I knew that this year was not the year, right? This year was a let's see if we can build something for the future. The bummer is last week our defense played lights out, and I'm like, if our defense plays like that tonight, we're gonna win. This will be great. But
Yeah,
it's basically a carbon copy of exactly what happened in 2019, which is week one we lose by 1 point in Seattle.
yeah. You
We
remember that?
come out and have a great game, and it's like maybe this team actually could make some noise. And then week two they get blown out, and it's like this wasn't a blowout. And you're
no.
totally right, Dadio. Our franchise, we have a quarterback. We just have to worry about almost every other position group now.
Well, and that's the thing. When you're worried about every position, and when you have a slate of problems like the Bengals have, we're talking about time management. We're
Mhm.
talking about like an O line that leaks horribly. Really,
Horribly.
yeah. I've said before, it's leakier than Daddy's adult diapers. And you've got a no real running game because of the O line.
Yeah.
The question really becomes who's responsible, and the person that's always responsible, and he's also responsible for the lack of creative play calling, is Zach Taylor. I wish I could tell the fans out there. I can't. I wish I could tell them, hey guys, Zach Taylor's job is on the line this year. But the one thing about the Bengals franchise is that Zach Taylor's job is not on the line. There's not that much there's not that much culpability. There's not that much responsibility.
Well, okay,
And
but
I humbly hold on. I humbly ask after this devastating loss, and after watching Joe Burrow get the lights knocked out of him, the lights knocked out of him,
Yeah.
watching him getting sacked left and right, we were worried about the O line this summer. They kept telling us the O line's taken care of. Bull crap.
Yeah.
They kept telling us everything's okay. Bull crap. So
Yeah.
here's the question that I have for everybody: who is Zach Taylor? He was a QB coach for the Rams. We knew nothing about him. He got this job. Maybe he's got some snake oil or whatever that he can sell. What makes him qualified to be a head coach? I don't know. And the other
You're right.
question,
You're
what
right.
happens if it keeps going in this direction, Luke? What happens?
Part of it, I'm with you. Part of it is, though, last year, I understand. I think I was more with you with this sentiment last year where he really did look totally lost. Obviously, we're not trying to have a rookie quarterback throw 61 times in a game. That's pretty embarrassing.
Crazy.
But that is crazy. But the thing is, I would rather have this a 5-point loss in a game where I'm standing up in front of my TV hoping for a 1% chance of an onside kick than I was in the Marvin Lewis era when we would run the ball for 1 yard per carry, regardless of whether or not it was working. I'm kind of more about Zach. Like, here's the thing: we shouldn't be throwing it 61 times, but when your defense gives up a touchdown every drive and you are playing from behind the entire game, I understand why you're not gonna rack up the rushing yards this game.
No, but
you couldn't stop a nosebleed. What do you want him to do? You have to throw the ball.
Yeah,
Well,
but I would say Marvin Lewis never had a quarterback like Joe Burrow, who
he had Carson Palmer, who I don't know. He had some pretty great years that we squandered with.
Carson Palmer actually has been recognized as the biggest crybaby in history.
He is.
He's persona non grata on this show, actually, Carson Palmer.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll give Carson. Tonight I had the two feelings I had, which I had for Carson Palmer, which was one, we found our quarterback. We got the QB covered. Which
he's the answer.
We have the answer, but then I had the second feeling, which is what I also had for Carson Palmer, which is, oh, I'm so sorry we're about to ruin your life because you deserve better. You just deserve better. You don't deserve to come here and stand on the sideline and watch a defense give up a touchdown. We made the Browns look like the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. We made them look amazing.
Right.
It's just embarrassing.
And Luke, I'm with you, and you speak the truth as your middle name is.
Thank you.
But here's the thing, Luke. Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback. He's starting to look like it, and he's going to become one, and we all know it. Is he a young man? Is he a durable man? Yes, but his biological clock is ticking. The man is older than Lamar Jackson. Yeah. So he doesn't have. He's not going to be able to keep taking these hits. The O-line was offering him nothing. No protection. It was embarrassing.
Well, let's be honest. He was only sacked 3 times.
Okay? He was only sacked 3 times. The first half was worse than the second half.
Yeah. But look, and that was the same as last game. But I think a lot of it is just Burrow adjusting to his O-line. And if you look in the first half, they were getting pressure, and he didn't know exactly how to react. He was trying to make something happen. He should have thrown the ball away a couple of times. Some bad plays resulted. He's going to get a feel for that. And I agree, the O-line is very shaky, but they're not so bad. I mean, look, both games, the end of the game, Burrow really heated up. You know what I mean? This game, he threw
we're talking about the wrong thing, guys.
No, but I'm saying he threw 3 touchdowns and over 300 yards in only a second ever game.
Let me comment on that. Let me just comment on that really quickly, because just take a second, because here's the thing: you watch Joe Burrow from an objective position. The man threads the needle like an embroidery artist. He has this exacting kind of beautiful, crisp cutting style. On the flip side, you got Baker. The man looks like a sandwich artist. He looks more like a sandwich artist than a quarterback. He's got the gut.
He looked like Patrick Mahomes tonight.
But tonight, he looks like Patrick Mahomes. And the question I have for both of you is why? And I think the answer that I'm going to give is that it has to do with having a competent offensive line and a great running game. And and Burrow doesn't have those. So if you know he's going to pass it every time, and if he's going to get sacked every time, it's just not going to work.
I disagree. They knew he was going to pass it, and at the end of the game, and we passed it 30 straight times to end the game, and we still managed to climb our way technically back into it. The big difference is that where was our defense? We had one nice goal line stop where we immediately fumbled the ball back to them and give it to them on the 1 yard line again to just run it right in. But I'm saying, was there a single play where Carlos Dunlap, Sam Hubbard was in that? Like, did Baker get knocked down other than that ugly penalty that where someone ran up, one of our guys ran up and just knocked him down 10 seconds after he threw the ball during that interception play? Our defense, it was embarrassing tonight. They were so bad. Our offensive line and run game is not playing against it wasn't on the field at the same time as Baker. Baker was going up against zero pressure. Nick Chubb was running for, I assume, 135,000 yards per carry. Yeah. We never stopped them.
They couldn't stop him.
They couldn't stop him.
It was like when Superman runs through a wall. It was just so easy for them.
Yes, you can get mad at our offensive line all you want tonight. We put up 30 points. Our defensive line could not stop a nosebleed the entire game. We were missing Geno, ceiling cat.
He's the glue. He's the glue.
I do think Geno's the glue, but Geno is
getting up there.
Okay. I'm going to stop you.
Okay.
I love Geno. I love Geno.
I want Luke to answer a question for me. Yeah. Okay. What's wrong with the defense? Why are they so bad? Is it Anaromo? Is it the lack of defensive linebackers? Is it that we didn't have Geno? What's the issue?
I'm working off a 2-game sample, right?
Give it to me. Give it to me straight. Give it to me the truth. Give me the truth.
Here's the thing. We've now faced the Chargers, where our defense performed excellently, right? Our defense, they shut down Austin Eckler, who's supposed to be a top 10 running back in the NFL. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe this is a new look defense. Maybe our defense is halfway decent this year. Maybe our defense can stop a nosebleed. We lost when, only allowing 16 points. Like last week, you got to put it. Last week is the week to get mad at the O-line. Last week is when you get mad because Joey Bosa is all over him every
I'm mad every week. I'm mad every week.
I'm mad every week too because I'm a Bengals fan too, man.
Right.
But I'm saying like this week you got to the finger is at the defense. You can't.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It was a primetime game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bengals
against the Browns. Even when we were a playoff team and the Browns were one of the worst teams, they would play us hard. So the Browns are looking at this, saying this is our chance to have a bounce back game. They know the Bengals. They know our history with them. They know our history in primetime games. They're like, this is our chance. And so they came out very pumped up. And you could tell with the early touchdown to Odell. Odell Beckham last week, I was making fun of this on the previous show, and I kind of
remember that.
He had 10 targets and only 3 receptions, 22 yards or something. Today, AJ Green had like 13 targets.
And AJ was not looking like AJ.
I would say no. Let me just say this.
AJ lost me some money tonight. I needed AJ Green to catch that TD pass to win my parlay bet, and he did not do it.
He wasn't very green tonight. He was starting to look a little red rusty.
Yeah,
I
would say this, and I want to say
he looked slow.
Yeah, I would say this. Okay, AJ Green was rusty.
He was rusty.
He was not moving the way AJ Green moves. And why? No. Look how many practices he had. Not that many. Look how many preseason games. None. Look last week, he didn't snaps. He had fewer snaps than Boyd, than I think even John Ross. I don't know. But the point is this.
But the wealth. Yeah, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is AJ Green is kind of getting back to playing football on the field, moving around, contorting his body, all that kind of stuff. And it's not, I wouldn't write him off athletically or physically yet. I think he's going to take maybe 3-4 weeks to be back to being the greatest receiver in the NFL. But what I'm saying is, our whole team was off as it normally is, in primetime games. Because let's be honest, I think Marvin Lewis is a good coach, but I mean, you look at it takes successful franchises from top to bottom. They have good coaches, good people in place, and we're always missing that. So we're always underprepared.
Yeah.
For instance,
like the Patriots have those advanced scouts who they scout the next team, they spy on them, they film them, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's just we're lacking in preparation because
we don't spy enough. We're not spying enough,
and the money we spend on coaches. So what I'm saying
we need more spies. We need more spies.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that we're always underprepared at prime time, and still we only lost by 5 points, whereas it would have been like a 30-point loss, and that's because of Burrow. Because Burrow, his
Yes.
talent
Burrow's a
alone-
genius. Burrow's awesome. Burrow's awesome.
you are
Burrow's
right.
elite. But Dadio, look.
Yeah.
Here's my question for you. Look at the clock management. That's just one issue. Great teams have great clock management. This is the
Yeah,
second game.
Zach Taylor-
with
Zach
poor
Taylor is
clock
not promised. Zach Taylor is
I
not
mean,
promised anything.
I'm just saying, are you guys getting mad at the clock when we gave up 30? I mean, they had 2 drives where they didn't score a touchdown, where it's just like, at the end of the day, you can have as much time as you want and save your timeouts, but if you can't ever stop them, if they're running for 9 yards a carry, yeah, get mad about the timeouts. I'm just saying, like, if you can't stop anything, it doesn't matter about the clock.
I will say this, look, you know, like when the Bulls or like, I don't know, the Miami Heat, when they won a couple of championships, you know, when you have the champion, when you have the big brother coming to town, the lesser teams, they play, it's like their Super Bowl. So
You're right. You're right.
I think for the Browns, playing their interstate rivals, they get pumped up and they play beyond their capability.
But they were favored by 6.5 points. I mean,
the Bengals did cover. The Bengals did cover.
Yeah, but I mean, but I mean, you know, the thing is, really, this game is more than just this game. We wanted to see if the Chargers thing was a fluke, right?
Yeah,
because it's so close, and it wasn't a fluke. The team is deeply flawed. This is not the quote unquote year that the Bengals fans are always waiting for. Nope, it's not that year. There are fundamental problems that need to be taken care of, and Luke is pointing to the defense. I'm with you on that. I don't watch defense. I was a quarterback coach, as Dadio knows. I watch the offense, and what I was watching is a man who had not enough time, and I'm talking about Burrow because of the offensive line. I'm watching an offensive line that has quite a bit of talent and number 1 picks, but seems to be poorly coached, really. And that is the issue in Hodgie's book.
I don't have a lot of hope for the offense.
The offense put up 30 points tonight.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the offensive line, I think they're limited.
Yeah, but I don't count the last 7.
You're right.
You're
right. It's kind of junk time, kind of.
You are right. It was garbage time points for sure. Yeah. But I'm just saying there's so many points in the game where you can point to where it's like, if the defense gets a stop, if they don't score one of those touchdowns, if we hold them to a field goal on one of those touchdowns, we're in the game. You know what I mean? You give up a TD every drive. Maybe you're not going to win. You're never going to win,
guys. I am way more concerned about the offensive line because the talent is lacking. Whereas the defensive line, there's so many new parts, and Geno's going to be back. Whether he's the Geno of a couple of years ago or not doesn't matter. He's still a starting caliber defensive lineman, and we're missing him and Mike Daniels. So we were down our 2. He was the Geno replacement, and so what I'm saying is, look at that. You look at our young linebackers; they're going to get worked into the lineup more. Yeah. You look at maybe Trey Waynes later in the season. I think defense is going to trend upwards.
Well, let me just say, I know we got to shut down the show. So let me just say my last comment. My last comment is the Browns, before they played the Bengals, played the Ravens. The Ravens have proved themselves to be the big brothers, the big boys of the AFC North. They looked really good. Lamar looks good. But the other thing is, if you watch that Ravens-Browns game, actually they were doing the run game of the Browns was even good against the Ravens defense. So this is actually a really good run game that the Browns have. What the difference was Baker. Baker somehow got his act together this game. And he didn't, and he looked really good. And I think he had something to prove. I think he had to prove that he was a number 1 pick like Burrow.
You're right.
He proved it.
You're right. His back was against the wall. I had a lot of Cleveland friends of mine texting me saying, like, I think if Baker loses tonight, I think we got to start looking again. It is Baker's back was against the wall tonight. The Browns' back was against the wall tonight, and they needed the win at home. They got the win at home.
They got the win.
We have our quarterback. The problem is this. Yeah, it would be great if we had the defense from week 1 playing tonight. You know what I mean? But they did not show up.
Yeah. I mean, Tyler Taylor's a new system. I think that offense had a lot of uphill battle too.
What stinks is that these were 2 games that were winnable games. You know what I mean? If you look ahead on the schedule, this could get ugly. This could get ugly quick. Do we get Trevor Lawrence just cause? Do we go for the number 1 pick again and be like, hey, we'll draft him as well as a backup and try to trade him?
You know what? You know what, Luke? I hope that Carson Wentz's redemption isn't against the Bengals because he hasn't been doing great, but it seems like everybody has their breakout game against us.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, okay, guys, we're going to have to cut it here. But Luke, I just have one last question for you. In your opinion, should people subscribe?
And be honest. Truth.
Yeah, be honest, please. Should they subscribe to our podcast, the #1 Bengals podcast, and leave a 5-star rating?
Personally, I believe that they should subscribe to your guys' podcast.
Okay.
Now that you are being housed on a new network, I believe.
Believe network, yes.
I believe that. But I'm saying, like, let's play with the ratings a little bit. Let's maybe go 4-star. I'm kidding. Give the boys a 5-star. Subscribe to the pod. Give them the numbers they need so that they get the cool advertisers who's give them the the male Huggies
That's
diapers.
Right. That's
I
right.
love those. Yeah.
That's Dadio's favorite brand. How did you know that?
Yeah, the Pampers are a little bit.
You're a very intuitive person. That's where the truth comes from, Luke.
Exactly. Thank you.
So yeah, and also you can we haven't mentioned this for a while, but if you like the show, you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/DHS Sports, and you can patronize us, be patronizing towards us, and you can support us there. But also on the YouTube show, please like and leave a comment and subscribe, turn on notifications, all that kind of stuff. So I'm so glad to get Luke Null into the show, and we're going to bring him back. Hopefully after a win, we can be a little more upbeat, a little more cheery. Yeah.
Hey, we're cheery, guys. We have our quarterback. All is well. There's hope for the future. You know what? This year is all about building towards the future. This isn't the Super Bowl year, but we are going in the right direction. Okay,
I agree. I hope so. Is that the Carson Palmer jersey or is that the Burrow jersey? Oh, there you go. You put the big money out. There you go. Burrow. It says Burrow with a 9. There you go.
It's Joey B.
Joey B. I love that guy.
I love the guy. I'll tell you what. I fell in love with him tonight. I really did. Hey, all those 4th down conversions. I was like, the guy's a freaking cutie. Let's go for it.
Well, you kind of look like him. Do you ever notice the resemblance between you and Joey Burrow?
Is that just because I'm white and I have blue eyes?
All white people look alike to me. No offense.
Honestly, I hear you.
Yeah, no, I'm
kidding. And we're all evil.
I'm just. Oh no! Don't that won't pass on the show. That will not pass.
You're killing our ratings.
We have an email chain. We all have an email chain.
That's like 99% of our viewership, Luke.
Please. Yeah. Okay. So that is all we have for this show. For Luke Null and Dr. Hodgie, the Electric Emoji, I'm Dadio McDuke. We will see you next time. So long, sweetie. Bye.